let's talk about your challenges, your difficulties when speaking. So which part is actually do you find more challenging? Part one, and I mean, it's IELTS speaking or no, general speaking?
Just IELTS speaking. No, but it's it's not rare. It's not really a challenge that I met. It's just like that I sometimes I mispronounce some advanced words, so he just said that, and yeah, I don't think it's really a big challenges, but
Of
it's
course.
also it's
Of course
also a
it's not.
problem. So I
Of course
mentioned it.
it's not. I'm sure that it's not, of course. So, okay, today, first of all, let's talk about with pronunciation. Let's learn a new rule about pronunciation, and then, of course, we'll keep going with our speaking, okay?
Yes.
Well, okay. Do you remember that we talked about letter T, the pronunciation of letter T, like soft D? Do you remember flap T?
Yes, but teacher.
Yes.
It's like sometimes I mispronounce, but after that I look up this word on the dictionary, so I know how to pronounce. So it doesn't matter. So I don't think it's really challenge.
Of
No.
course, I have nothing to say about it. So I'm talking about, so since you asked me, if you
Uh,
remember, you asked me to practice and focus on pronunciation as well as speaking. So I want to talk about another rules about pronunciation. So it's not something related to your problem. Of course, it's not really
but
challenging thing. It's really normal.
yes, teacher. But
Yeah.
in the last 15 minutes, can we have a mock test in speaking test?
Ah, of course. Why not? We can just, of course,
Just
why not? Okay, let's get started now. Since, okay, you're gonna learn, okay? So
yeah.
part one, part two, part three, I will ask you some questions and then, well, first of all, I can assess your speaking and then I will help you to improve it, okay?
Yes.
Well, okay, so let me, okay, find some questions to ask you. Just one moment. Okay.
But
Yeah.
teacher, because like in the 15th of March, I will take part in a real IELTS exam. 15th of March. So
Yeah. Oh, really?
yes,
Ah.
just just
Ah.
2 weeks left.
So, okay, so let's have a mock test now. Are you ready for speaking?
Maybe can we learn in about 30 minutes for me to active in speaking, then I will take it. I will be ready.
I'm sorry. So it's like, I can't get what you exactly want since like, of course, this is speaking section and so we always practice speaking. So tell me what you really want. I can't get what you want. You want us having a test. So of course, every session we practice speaking, I don't know, by asking and making responses like, on different topics. So now what you really want, I can't get what you really want.
It's like after next 30 minutes we will have a mock test in speaking.
Okay, so what do you want to do now? So I can't get. What you want to do?
It's
This
like
is speaking, yeah. Just like always, we always do the same thing. So what's
yes,
the difference? So,
but maybe in the last 50 minutes of this lesson, can we have the mock test at that time?
well, so it's like it's okay, human. Okay. So now you want to practice another topic, and then at the end of our session, we can, okay, have like something like a mock test. Yeah.
Yes, yes.
Okay, let's choose a topic. I think that we discussed every topic, but let me choose another topic for you that is okay. Let me see. Actually, so I remember that we talked about let me see. Um I should check. Just one moment, please. I should check something. Well, Of course, let's get started. So this is a good topic since you have actually this issue in your class. So why not? Let's talk about it. Actually, I wanted to talk about something else, but this is really good. Well, let's talk about bullying. Bullying, do you know the meaning of this?
Yes.
Okay, so so of course do you have bully students in your classroom?
Of course, most definitely not, because there are a lot of strict rules in my school, so
Yeah,
they can definitely not being a physical bully, but maybe a mental one.
for us, it's really normal. So it's like we have different types of bullying. So, um, and let me ask another question. So, do you think this actually issue, bullying, is a serious issue in schools?
Mm, this is part one or part three speaking
This is
teacher.
part one. This is part one, of course.
Maybe, like, for me uh it's not like it's not a really serious issue that happens in school nowadays, because physical bully is not the one that students can suffer from while they are at school, because they can be under pressure, like they can be put under pressure by their parents, their teachers, and also there are a lot of classmates. Their classmates will tell the bad things about them, and this can make them mental breakdowns.
Yeah, okay. So human, it can affect students' mental health and well-being. So that is really important. And how is that? So for example, of course, it's really important when we say you mentioned two important things. So first of all, physical, and the second one, mental bullying. So I can say both physical and mental bullying. Uh, we can say emotional, not only mental. We say emotional.
Emotional.
Yeah, oh, let me put it here. Here it's better. Emotional, that is physical and emotional bullying, that is really important. And they can, leave long-lasting effects. What are these effects? Long-lasting effects. And what are these effects? The first one, anxiety, that is really important, and depression. So such as anxiety and depression. So they are really important. Okay, so actually it's really important for schools to have some, I don't know, some programs, okay, in order to prevent bullying and separate victims, because actually we have lots of victims. Okay, well, and let me ask another question. So you can also say, of course, it's definitely affect your mental health. And now here we can say mental bullying is better to use. Of course, it's okay if you say mental, but emotional is better. So let's talk about another thing that is really important, especially in modern era, the use of technology, internet. Have you heard about cyberbullying?
Yes. There was bullies on the internet.
Okay, and do you know different type of it?
Maybe not.
So do you have, okay, so it's like, I want you to explain. So have you heard about cyberbullying? This is first part of speaking.
It's like throughout a lot of Vietnamese lesson that I attend and my teachers always no it's like sometimes they are mentioned about this topic and as much as I know about cyberbullying is towards uh, people who have your like online account or such as Facebook or Instagram and they just create like a new account to test with you and say bad things and say some really bad thing terrible thing to you and make and bring you um, a lot of anxieties and depression.
Yeah, cause, yeah, anxiety, of course. Yeah. So we have different types. Actually, let's talk about some words that you can use when talking about cyberbullying. Of course, yeah, you've heard a lot. So especially when it comes to social media, through social media platforms, so any platform. So people who use the internet, and some people use internet to harass or hurt others. So first word that I want to teach you is harass. What is that? Do you know the meaning of harass? And the noun is harassment. Do you know the meaning of it? It's like, repeatedly annoy, bother, or intimidate people. So, and actually, when you do this, you cause some emotional stress, discomfort. So harassment can be really actually can occur, of course, in different forms. But here, it can be verbal when you say something, or I don't know, like unwanted attention. So different forms. So actually, we have harassment like verbal abuse. So this is really important. So, and it's a kind of cyberbullying that is really important. So when you repeatedly send offensive, rude, or we can say insulting messages or
Yeah,
post
I,
something in social media, why? Because you want to make victims, people feel unsafe. Yeah, so this is harassment.
right.
So
But
yeah,
but 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 teacher, how
yeah.
can we describe something that people say to us on the internet? What do we call them?
Sorry.
It's like how we call the action that people do to to like talk bad things about us.
So of course there are different words. So let me say something. It means people talk about you. You mean dissing?
This
Since we
thing,
have another word that is dissing. It's like, for example, you heard it a lot, especially among celebrities, famous people. They, I don't know, dissing comes from disrespecting. They say bad thing about you. They insult, they try to like, belittle you. Okay, so it's like, for example, they want to like damage your fame. Okay, so that is the meaning of dissing. So when people say some negative things, in order, for example, different reasons, they want to make fun. Yeah, so let's say, I don't know, they talk about your appearance, your abilities, your accent, anything. Okay, this is dissing. Do you mean this?
yes.
Okay, so you can have this word that is dissing.
Oh, teacher,
Wow.
is but wait, wait, wait. Can I search for the translate because I don't really know what do we call it in English. It's like
So
wait for me,
what do you mean? Say, of
wait for
course,
me,
you can give me the word that you want, and then we can talk about it.
wait for me a moment, please.
Gossip, you mean? I don't know what you mean.
Wait for me a while.
Of course, of course.
Um, It's like cursing.
Ah, so this is so it's like but social, but they are the same.
Same what, teacher?
So I said you mean bad words. Okay. So of course, when you use some negative, some offensive, use offensive language, why actually cursing happens when you are angry, when you are frustrated. For example, I don't know lots of when we say curse, I think you don't mean this. Yeah, of course it happens. As I told you, we have like uh this is verbal. Let me say, in actually, if you want to say this is, as I told you just now, when it comes to harassment, we have different type of it. And as I told you, verbal abuse, or for example, it's like, you curse, you use some bad words, okay? Why? But this is something different. For example, there are lots of, I don't know, negative words.
Yeah.
But some people, for example, call other people, I don't know, with some different names, okay? They use some offensive phrases. So this is the meaning of cursing, okay?
Yeah.
But it's not something that we do on social media. Of course we can do this. Uh, People sometimes, as I told you, like diss each other in, I don't know, form, but actually is a little bit different. When you have strong emotion against someone, like anger, you curse. So cursing can be actually happened or can be directed to someone or used to express your anger, your strong
Yeah.
emotion, okay? Or pain or surprise, so any different. This one is totally different. So we are talking about cyberbullying. So for example, as I told you, insulting, yeah, comments. We have some comments. I don't know about people's characters, appearance, intelligence, so everything. So this is this first one. The second one is a threat. You send some messages that make someone feel scared, yeah, or
Yeah.
unsafe, or you belittle someone. It means, so I don't know, in public or places, or for example, in social media. So yeah, it happens and continuously happen. Like you use bad words, okay? And I don't know, sometimes you send some unwanted images or for example, messages. So some pictures that can be, I don't know, upsetting, make people feel sad and opposite. So there are different forms, but it's not something like cursing. So because normally this is a virtual situation, people
Yeah.
don't talk in person. So they can leave insulting comments. So this is okay. Insulting comments. So this is okay. Or I don't know, thread. So this one is okay. Yeah.
Yes.
Well, okay. So this is about the first, harass or harassment. We have another actually type of cyberbullying, that is outing. Do you have any idea about it?
Outing.
Yeah, outing.
Outing. Outing. What this means, teacher? I don't get it.
Outing, it comes from out, when someone
Oh.
share your private, your personal information or photos, I don't know, any content online without your, of course, permission. Why? Actually, they want to annoy you.
Oh.
So this is the meaning of outing. For example, you have some, I don't know, some photos, and I share your photos. I share some photos about you. So this is the meaning of outing.
Oh,
So,
outing.
yeah,
Yes.
sharing private information. This information can be photos, videos, so everything. Okay, so this is the meaning of outing. And we have another, actually, cyber stalking. Cyber stalking. So let's talk about this one.
Cyber stalking. Yes.
Yeah, what is this? Actually, this is like you continuously send some threatening, intimidating, or we can say harassing messages to someone.
Yeah.
And why? You want to cause significant emotional distress. Because of this, you do this.
Cyber stalking.
Negative words. Yeah, of course. Bad words. Curse. I don't know. Threat. So this is cyber stalking. So repeatedly, again and again, you do this.
Oh,
So let me write it here.
yeah.
Okay. Okay. This is the meaning of cyber stalking. And well, another one, actually, we have different types. It's like not only this one. We have exclusion. This one has happened.
Exclusion.
Exclusion. When you exclude someone from an online group, for example, you and your friends, I don't know, create a WhatsApp or I don't know, Skype or Facebook, so any group, online group. Then you leave someone out, one person out. This is exclusion. And this make actually that person feels like isolated. People left me out. So this is really like, the feeling, the sense of rejection. So
Rejection.
exclusion, yeah, of course. Intentionally, it means we want to do it. Like, okay, I don't like him, so let's leave it out. Yeah, leave him out. So intentionally exclude, that is like living out someone from an online group. So this group can be social media or I don't know, any platform.
Yeah.
And of course, it's a sense of, actually, it makes them feel isolated and rejected. Yeah, that is really negative.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. And we have another one, actually, raping. It comes from Facebook rape. What is that when you log into someone's social media account? For
Yeah.
example, you log into my account without,
Yeah.
of course, my permission, okay? And then you post some inappropriate contents, like sometimes embarrassing. Why? I don't know, you annoy me,
Yeah.
humiliate me. Yeah, of course, this is the meaning of raping. And why we say, because the basic of this word comes from Facebook. Raping, that is Facebook rape. So I think I don't know, sometimes they post some funny or embarrassing contents. So it's not really good from on someone's account. So framing, that is
Raping. Yeah.
Facebook rape. Yeah. And what is that? Logging into someone's social media account and post some appropriate or embarrassing, you know, maybe photos, contents, or anything. So this is the meaning of rape.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Okay. Well, now let me ask you my next question. Do you have any questions related to this word? Do you want to make notes? Then we keep going with my
Yes, of
next
course.
question. Yeah.
Listen. But teacher, I remembered that the word exclusion has all other meanings, right?
What?
Like the word exclusion, it has other meanings, right?
You remember that it has, I say, what meaning you mean? What word you mean? So you mean you are asking me or you remember
Yeah.
something?
It's
So
like
let me say something. It's not only about, actually, there are lots of words, not only exclusion. It depends on the context. They can have different meaning, but exclusion is actually, comes from the verb exclude. Include and
uh,
exclude are opposite. So this is exclusion first. But depending on the context, it can be a little bit, yeah, different. But generally, we say that leaving someone or something out. Now,
yeah.
for example, when we say, okay, when it comes to exclusion in law, for example, okay? So this is something different. So we are talking about, I don't know, like legal terms that can be, I don't know, like somehow like prevention of evidence, okay? Or for example, in education, when you prevent someone, okay, when you actually take an action to remove, okay, students from, I don't know, participating in certain activity, this is exclusion in education. So different, but in general, it has this meaning. So this is the meaning of this word, like leave something or someone out of, for example, I don't know, like something else. This is
Yeah.
the total meaning of it. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, teacher. Yeah,
Yeah. Okay.
it's very
Very
clear.
good. Yeah. Very good. And
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
I haven't finished that now, teacher.
Of course, just do it.
Yes. Yeah, okay, teacher, I'm finished.
Okay, very good. Let's keep going with part 3 of speaking, not part 2, since you need actually more time to write about it. Of course, you can do it later. So let me ask you some questions. So it's like opinion-based questions. So tell me, why do you think some people bully others? Why do you think?
Uh, you know that from my perspective, people personalities really depends on the education, like the inner education from relatives or family members. Also, it depends on the outside environment. This means family and friends. So when people bully someone, definitely it means that they they had been bullied before. So it makes a sense for them to bully anyone else because maybe they are influenced the violence before.
Very good. By, of course, influenced by maybe this type of violence. Yeah, of course, that was really good answer. I really liked it. Let me a little bit, you maybe paraphrase it. So, of course, there are lots of reasons why people bully. So, as you said, it's actually maybe they might have learned this actually aggressive behavior from their environment. So,
Oh
as you
yes.
just said, yeah, of course. And sometimes it's like, they might be like trying to feel more powerful or rescue, or I don't know, or like they feel safe maybe, or especially if they have, I think, if they have insecurities themselves. So it comes from family background. So in the
Yeah.
past, as you just mentioned, so you can say it this way.
Yeah.
And yeah, and some people, another reason, some people bully because they don't understand that they harm or they cause it.
Yeah.
Because actually, it's really, they really find it easy to hurt someone from behind the screen. Just a cyberbullying, like cyberbullying. So, yeah, okay, I don't say this one, so just let's leave some comments. So there are different reasons that why people bully. So you can use these words. Let me write them on the board. Okay. So the first that is really important. So I'm not going to say that there are different reasons, so so some might be trying to feel more powerful
More powerful.
or I don't know, like secure, especially if they have insecurities themselves that comes from their family background.
Yeah.
Others might have learned aggressive behavior from their environments. So this is another reason. But sometimes they find it easier, okay, to hurt someone
Yeah.
from behind the screen, like in cyberbullying. So this is actually your answer, just another version of your answer. Okay. Yeah. So here we have Three different reasons. Okay, but now if you want, you can paraphrase it. And again, you can make your response.
Teacher,
Okay, yeah,
but
of course.
what is mean in cyberbullying? Just like cyberbullying, it makes sense more, teacher.
What? I'm sorry. What?
It's like the just the phrase, just the paraphrase that you write for me, the latest, yes, the latest
This one?
one.
Of course, the
Yeah,
last one. Of course. So what is the meaning of this?
because at the end of the sentence, there's something that I think that it doesn't really make sense.
What? Ah, liking, you mean?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, let me say something about uh, some prepositions. Like, for example, you sometimes ask, like, okay, teacher, what is in which? Or, for example, like in. Okay. So you are talking about uh, cyberbullying. Okay. And now when I'm giving behind the screen, okay, so it can be any screen and like in cyberbullying. What is that? Okay, actually here, what I said was, for example, like what we do in cyberbullying. Get it?
What like what we do? What is mean, teacher?
Okay, so when it comes to cyberbullying, okay,
Yeah,
like in is used to give an example. I'm giving an example. What we do. We are, for example, okay, cyberbullying is an example. Okay. And now, like in the phrase, this one, the phrase like in is used to give an example. Okay. If, let me say this way. When you uh, refer something special, something specific, and you want to, for example, I don't know, illustrate a point like this, you use this, like in. Okay? Get it? So
like in
like in is a phrase that you use means like, for example. Okay?
just the phrase is lying
Of
or
course,
just
it's a phrase.
lying is mean for example.
I'm giving, yeah, of course, this is a phrase. Okay, let me say something. You say, teacher, why we don't say like? We say like in. Yeah, you mean this?
Yeah,
Okay, let me explain. Here we have a difference. Okay. Well, when we say like, actually, when you know that, when we want to make example, we use like. Or sometimes when we want to, for example, compare, I didn't introduce a comparison or example, we use like itself. For example, cyberbullying is harmful. What, like, for example, physical bullying? This and that, cyberbullying and physical. So I have two examples here, right?
yeah.
Okay. Now we say like in. Like in is used when you're referring to specific situation or example when something happens. It's a little bit more specific, special, okay? For example, I say technology, social media has made bullying worse, like in cyberbullying. So actually, I'm giving a really specific example because of this. So like in is more special or specific than like. Get
Uh,
it?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah. So liking is actually special case of, I mean cyberbullying. Get it?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah. So if you are, that is really good. So just make it a point to use it. If you are talking about a specific example like this, use liking. If no, it's just, like this and that. I have two examples. So, for example, I don't know, cooking is really cooking is really, for example, enjoyable, like, for example, dancing. Just two examples. You know what I mean? But when I say like in, I make it more specific. Okay?
Specific.
Yeah.
It's just as the word like, but it's more specific to something.
Of course, specific. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Okay.
Like and
It,
like in. Yeah. Yeah. Actually, let me write it here before. Like in, okay, is a way or phrase to give like, sorry, okay. For example, specific example. Yeah. For example, when I say here, when I say like in cyberbullying, it means cyber is actually specific form of bullying. Get it?
yes.
Yeah, this is okay. And any other questions?
Maybe not. But teacher,
Yeah.
the phrase
Yes,
like in can I use in IELTS speaking?
of course. Definitely yes.
Oh
Actually,
yes.
I'm giving it because you use it. Of course,
Oh
yes.
yes.
Yeah, all the words. Let me say something. All these answers, phrases, words, everything that I give you are the words and phrases that you can use for real speaking. So,
Oh
okay,
yes.
just feel free and just use them. They boost your score. Okay?
Yes. Thank you, teacher.
But pay attention. That is really important. If you're not sure about the use of them, please don't use. I always actually say this. If you are not sure about the use of anything, it can be idiom, phrase, word, preposition, everything. Please don't.
Yes.
Choose an easier one, but don't make mistake when talking, okay? So sometimes you feel like, oh, I know this word, let's use it. You use it and but not in the actually correct way.
Yeah.
So it's not good. You know what I mean? So it's better everything, every word, every phrase that makes your speech more natural can boost your score. This
Oh,
can be really simple word or advanced word. So no matter, some students, some candidates think that, okay, let's use some advanced phrases, then I can boost. No. So yes, using advanced words specifically for IELTS is really good. But when you know how to use, for example, you use an idiom, but you don't know when you should use it.
yes.
So actually, it's really tricky. Well, let me ask you another question. Okay. My next question for you. Um, how do you think bullying affect not only cyberbullying, bullying affect people in the long term?
Battery teacher.
Yeah,
Battery.
of course,
Oh,
but yeah, we are talking about people, so yes, of course.
yes. Mm, as an eyewitness from video like online video on the internet, I would say that there are a lot of people who suffered from a long-term issue by bullying, and most of them I can see is suffered from a depression. They don't want to talk to anyone, and maybe like any action that people uh, look seem like any action that seems like people are about to hurt them, they always feel scared and always scouted, and that's one of the very serious issue that students face in on
Yeah,
long term.
very
Yeah.
good. Very good. First, actually, I want to, now here we have a really good example of what I just said. I said, if you're not sure about the use of a word, don't use it. You said, as I witness. Of course, witness is good word. We use it. It's understandable. I don't want to say that I couldn't understand what, of course it's understandable, but witness is typically used to describe something that you see directly. For example, something is
Uh,
happening here and now you see it. So this is witness. So for especially online videos, as I've seen in online videos, if I want to use another word, observed from online. So as I have seen in online, so preposition for seen is in online videos, or as I observed from online videos. So both of them. So here you have two alternatives. Sounds more natural and they're grammatically correct. Okay, when you are referring to something you've seen in videos online. Okay, so witness is not a good word here. So you can say, as I've seen in online videos, or you can say, as I observed from online videos. Both are the same, so you can use. I would prefer the first one. So, well, and your answer was good. So you mean bullying can have serious long-term effects. So you can say how it affects people in the long term. You can say, oh, it can have serious long-term effects. Victims, don't forget about when talking about bullying, use the word victims.
yeah,
Victims often suffer from what? You mentioned, I want to complete it. You can say often suffer from low self-esteem. Okay, teacher, we can say confidence. Of course, it's okay. Both are self-esteem is, I don't know, a little bit more advanced, so you can say. Another one, depression. Another one, anxiety. They have anxiety, so that's really important. They might have trouble trusting others, or they actually won't be able to develop healthy relationships. So we can actually add this one. So why I'm using might, you know that may and might is like, you know, when you are unsure about something, it's better to use might. So they might have trouble trusting others or trouble developing healthy relationships. So that is really important. Another problem. And for example, if it happens in, we can say, for example, in extreme cases, sometimes it causes and it leads to, unfortunately, suicide. You notice, self-harm. So for example, sometimes we get, you know, we get some news from famous, I don't know, people, celebrities, they suicide, they harm themselves. Why? Because of all this actually bullying, cyberbullying. So we can say in extreme, like severe cases,
yeah,
it can lead to self-harm or, unfortunately, suicide. Yeah, of
yeah,
course. So you can actually answer this way. You can make your response this way. Well, next question. What can school do to stop bullying or cyberbullying? What can school do to stop bullying or cyberbullying?
well, for me, I believe that to stop cyberbullying or physical bullying, it really depends on adults in terms of governments, local authorities, or principals of the of some schools. I mean, and like because they have right to teach students, and like they have also the power, maybe they have a capability to make the students someone who more powerful to stop bullied, because they can fight them or punish them if they do something wrong.
Yeah. Human schools, so local authorities or schools, so they should implement what we can have a really good phrase here. Some, I don't know, strong anti-bullying programs. What is that? They should educate students about the effects of bullying. They should actually encourage empathy. So they actually try to understand each other's feeling. Actually, teachers and all the staff, not only teachers, should be trained to like organize the signs of bullying. So that is really important. For cyberbullying, that is really important. Schools can work with social media. So they can actually different platform, they can encourage people to what? To report inappropriate content. Oh, for example, we have some students who watch some inappropriate content, or they can report, so we can actually raise their awareness. And actually, we should create a supportive environment that is really important.
Yeah.
Then victims feel safe to speak. They can speak up. They can loudly say what, because you know that normally people don't speak about problems. So something happens and they actually tend to just be quiet, say nothing, okay, because they don't want to share their feeling. So
What
if they feel, yeah,
what is speak of?
it means speak loudly, say to every, speak up. Just say, easily say, speak up, speak up. Yeah. So it means say so that so everyone can hear you. That is speak up. Get it?
Speak of, yes, okay, teacher.
Of course. Well, so this is the way that you can show different things that you can mention. Well, and let me say something that is really important. So when you, why do you speak more loudly? Can you tell me?
Why?
Why do you speak more loudly? Why? Because you want me to hear you, right?
Yes.
Sometimes I feel like that this situation is really difficult. It's challenging, but it's important to do it. So I speak up. Get it? This is the meaning of speak up. Okay?
Yeah.
So to speak louder. Well, so you can have some words like the first one, implement. In simple words, do. Implement in simple word is do. And what? Anti-bullying. Okay, programs. What are these anti-bullying programs? Like, I don't know, educate people. They try to about the effect consequences of bullying, try to encourage their empathy, like, they show more empathy. And teachers should actually learn to, I don't know, to organize and to, I don't know, make some plans, or I don't know, to educate people and students to learn more about the consequences of actually this type of behavior. And of course, we should know, that is really important. We should learn about the signs of bullying. What is that? For example, if I feel like that you are depressed, you don't talk as much as before, I feel like there is something wrong with you. So I understand. So that is really important. this is about teachers. This is actually their responsibility. So teachers and staff should be trained to recognize the signs of bullying. And then, of course, and about cyberbullying, so you can report what you see and this. Okay, get it?
Yes, okay.
And the
Teacher,
last, yeah.
I think that I'm ready to take a mock test.
Ah, you're ready. Okay, if you're ready.
But
Okay,
I
let's see.
teacher, I have
Yeah,
one more question. It's like, what is I testing? Why and testing? I don't know.
I'm sorry. What is this?
The sentence that they might have trouble trusting others or developing healthy relationships.
Ah, okay, trusting. They might have difficulty trusting. I can't trust you. I can't trust anyone.
Uh,
Okay, yeah.
because I see that trusting. So
Ah,
I
I'm
think
sorry.
that
So what
is
is
a
that?
new word.
Let me
Maybe.
see. Oh, what? Ah, sorry. So when sometimes,
Yeah, yeah. It's
okay,
okay.
I type so fast. So it's like,
Yeah,
sometimes
it's
it
normal.
happens. So trusting. Yeah. Okay. Well, if you're ready, so you can make some notes and then we can keep going with your mock tests.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, yes.
Okay. Well, just
Yes, I'm
one
thinking.
moment. Okay, just one moment. I'm trying to. Okay. Well, let's see. Okay. So I started with part one since, of course, we have nothing to do with the introduction. So let me ask you with part one if you're ready. Okay. And you know that I won't help. Okay. And I won't say anything. I only score you. Okay.
Yes.
So let's
Yes.
get started. Well, okay. Let's get started with speaking part one. I will ask you some personal questions, like, it's about you, and you have time to actually talk on every question and every topic. Just the most important thing is that if you talk more than your time limit, I will stop you, I will interrupt you, and it's no problem with it. So don't worry about score. Well, the first question. Do you enjoy reading books?
Actually, I can say that I particularly enjoy reading, as you know, I hate to be called as a bookworm. However, I think that reading is a way for me to widen my knowledge. So I think it's as essential for me, but I'm not really into it.
Okay, thank you. And how often do you read?
Maybe twice a month, or if I'm in mood reading for if I'm in mood for reading, I will definitely uh I will take it for twice a week.
Okay, twice a week. Okay. And what kind of books do you like to read?
I think that's I'm a creature for habits, so actually I just like some of my favorite one, like horror books or action books, which is super fantastic for me, such as Harry Potter, um, Marvel.
Okay, very good. Well, and do you think reading is important?
Mm, really much. Reading plays a very important role, like a crucial role in individual's life, as you know that reading contain like books contain plenty amount of knowledge and information that internet sometimes miss. So I would say that reading is really good.
Okay. And do you remember the last book that you read?
Recently, I haven't read book, and I remembered that the latest book that I have read is about 6 months ago. It's about adventure of Tom, who is a very ambitious man who would like to achieve the peak of Everest mountains. And this book brings to me a sense of freedom and ambition. So I would say that this book is really meaningful.
Okay, very good. Well, and now let me ask you another question. So let's keep going. Actually, we're going to have a question. So a cue card part two. I will write a cue card and you have 2 minutes to think about it. Then you can start talking. Okay.
Yes.
So let me write it. Okay.
Is it time's up?
Of course, if you're ready, you can get started.
Yes. Okay. Well, as I told that I'm not a person who really love reading books, and as you know that I am detest to be called as an bookworm. So this means I prefer something that is more active, like sports or something else. But during my lifetime, I have also read a variety of books, and one of the most impressive for me, I would say, is Harry Potter. This story is telling about maybe a man whose name is Harry Potter, and he suddenly lost into magical world, and he learned a lot from this world, and also magic too. And during the adventure in the magical world, he and his friends find a lot of ways to beat the monster, the villains in the story. And I have, like, the last time I read this book is about when I was in grade 9. And at that time I really don't want to left behind by my friends, because at that time my friends or my classmates always tell about the plot of this story, and they say that this story is so interesting, and they always make discussion about it. So I really want to join with them, so I watch it. And what brings a sense of interest to me about this book, I would say that I can learn a lot of things from the story plot, like relationship, like friendships, also the courage and the bravery. As you know, that the main characters are so brave because they are damned to, beat the monster, a really terrible monster. So I would say that it trained me how to be more brave, like braver.
Yeah,
And
thank yeah.
this stanza.
Okay, very good. Thank you. Well, okay, and now let's keep going with actually another part three discussion questions. So I will ask you a few questions, and of course, you will make a response. So and you have more time to talk about them. So let's get started with part three. More abstract questions, and of course, abstract answers. It's not something personal. So try to make an introduction. Of course, this is a guidance, not actually a rule. Do you think young people read as much as older people? Why or why not?
I believe that the past generation definitely read more than the generation right now. As you know that there are a lot of way to entertain nowadays, not just books like in the past. And youngsters can hang out with their friends after a long industrial time at study or at work to distress. Yes, but in the past, when people feel upset or they need to lighten up their mood, they don't have cinema, for example, to go to for entertainment for a while. So you know they just can read book because at that time I believe that there's no internet at all. So
Yeah.
yeah.
So very good. Well, okay. And how has the way people actually read changed over the years? So now and then, I mean, how has the way the people read changed over the years?
Yes. Mm, from my perspective, I would say that people nowadays can read from a lot of sources, like the online sources, online books, I mean, also the physical books where which they can buy at the bookstores. So also moreover, they can also use their phones to search for the reading apps to download to read. But in the past, people just have the physical one to read books, like to read, I mean.
Yeah. And what are the benefits of reading for children?
Could you just explain?
What are, of course, what are the benefits of reading for children? Why?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's better to read. Yeah.
As far as I know, children is the future of the whole country. And you know that when adults, you know encourage children to read, I believe that they can be more active in solving the problems, and reading can bring them a sense of independence, like such as the books which I have mentioned before. And you know that children can also more literature while they are reading books. And moreover, children can also um, learn a new language. As you know that when they love some language, they will try to find some novels, famous novels about that language, and they will translate to read about it. So definitely they will learn what the language means in some words.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay. And do you think reading is more important than watching TV?
Definitely, watching TV is just a way for people to entertain. However, reading books can also a way for people to broaden their insights, also their point of view, for the real world, and they can take a lot of lessons from reading books without attending into extra classes after class or after work. And also reading books bring them um, a sense of knowledgement
Yes.
knowledgement
Okay. Well, thank you. Okay. Well, let's see. Let's talk about your evaluation. So first of all, let me talk about your score. So if I were the examiner, I would actually consider you as a good speaker, but uh, fortunately. So first of all, some grammatical mistakes. And of course, so I actually, I would prefer to get more grammatical structures. And there were some errors. I know that actually they were related to stress, like, talking. So sometimes you're not focused on what you're using. So of course, the rules, but making mistakes. So this is about grammar and of course the range of vocabulary that you used. Of course, it was good. It was acceptable, understandable. So of course, you made some mistakes when using words, okay? But there was no collocation, no phrasal verb, no idiom. Okay, so I think 6.5.
system.
Okay, it could be 7.5 if you use a little bit, more, just phrase over collocation, maybe one or two, not a lot. The
Yeah,
second one, avoid making grammatical mistakes. That is really important, really important. Okay, even some basic, structure. So when you make, I know that it indicates your, nervousness, but it's actually IELTS. So you should be actually careful about making mistakes when talking. But I want to say that your fluency was good. So you could talk on different, topics, and, you could answer the questions without hesitation. That was really good. So of course, I like the word, but especially so the beginning of every question you had challenged, like, from my perspective, I would say, so you don't need to combine both of them. It means I know two phrases and I want to show that I know this too. So you shouldn't use this together. Well, so considering the whole actually speech, I consider 6.5 for speaking.
yeah.
What do you think?
I feel, I don't know, I feel so yes.
So okay. So tell me about your target score. So
Maybe
what you have
uh,
in your, yeah.
I think 7 is a decent number, but I would like to achieve above 7.
Okay, you can, but you need to try. You know lots of words, okay? So it's like you should practice using. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? I mean that you know the words. I'm sure that you know. So, but it's like, now at this moment, it's like your comfort zone. Okay, let's use easier ones. So it's really normal. All people do this. It's not something about you or, for example, another candidate. So try to use them. Okay.
yeah,
I will send you some common topics. Okay, since you're going to have your mock test. Okay. So I will send you some common topics and I want you to think about them at
yes,
home and practice. Okay, practice. And of course, if you have any questions, don't hesitate asking me. I will answer. So whenever I check and I will answer. Okay.
yes.
Well, do you have any questions?
I think no, but next week can we do it again, teacher? A mock test
Course,
before I
of
take part in a
course.
real one.
Of course we will, of course. And just don't forget, I will send you some common topics. Just think
But
about them.
yeah,
Be ready, okay?
but but teacher, can
Yeah,
you find some weird topic because I'm afraid of like some weird topic that I can see in the real exams because like this is maybe a familiar one for me, so I can speak it fluently, but if I miss some
of
if I miss
course.
someone really strange for me, I would
Of
say that.
course, of course. I will try to send what actually any topics that I feel like that you might be asked about. So don't worry about it. Yeah, of course I will.
Yes, okay.
Okay, so thank you so much. Have a wonderful weekend and, of course, great week,
Yeah.
fruitful, and see you next week.
Thank you, teacher. Have
You're
a nice
welcome.
weekends.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Goodbye.
Goodbye, teacher.
Goodbye.